Listen closely, everyone, because today we're peeling back the layers of a truth that hits deep, one that you can't afford to ignore. They thought they had control over you. They thought their words, their actions, their manipulations would hold you down forever. But what they failed to understand is this: their control was never permanent. It was always an illusion. This moment, right here, is where it all changes. This is the moment they realize they underestimated the wrong person. This is the moment where the chains they tried to wrap around you are shattered, and you step into the fullness of your power. They didn't know this would be the moment they lost control over you, but you knew. Deep inside, you always knew. Let's start by understanding one simple truth. Control is fragile. Those who think they have it often forget how easily it can slip through their fingers. They thought they could control you with their words, their actions, their dismissive glances. They thought they could manipulate you into believing you were less than what you are. But here's the thing about control: it only works if you let it. And for a while, maybe you did. Maybe you believed their lies, their narratives about who you are and what you're capable of. Maybe you let their opinions shape your perception of yourself. But not anymore. Control based on manipulation and disrespect is like building a house on sand. It might stand for a while, but the moment the tides shift, it crumbles. And that's exactly what's happening right now. The tides are shifting. The ground beneath their feet is crumbling. And they don't even realize it yet. Underestimation is a dangerous game. They looked at you and saw someone they thought they could overpower. Someone they thought wouldn't fight back. They didn't see the fire inside you, the strength you've been building in silence. Every time they disrespected you, every time they tried to belittle you, they thought they were winning. But what they didn't realize was that they were fueling something far greater than their control. They were fueling your transformation. People like that are blinded by their arrogance. They think they're untouchable. They think they can play their games forever. But here's the reality. Underestimating someone like you comes with a price. And that price? It's losing the very control they were so desperate to hold on to. While they were busy playing their games, something incredible was happening. You were transforming. At first it was subtle, a shift in your mindset, a growing awareness of your worth. Then it became more profound, a quiet confidence, an unshakable belief in yourself. They didn't see it, did they? They didn't notice the way you started to carry yourself differently, the way you stopped reacting to their provocations. They didn't realize that their actions weren't breaking you. They were building you. You've been gathering strength, piece by piece. Every insult they hurled at you, every attempt to belittle you, it all became fuel. And now, you're not just stronger, you're unstoppable. And now we've arrived at the moment they never saw coming. The moment where everything shifts. The moment they realize their control is gone. It's not a dramatic scene. It's not about shouting matches or confrontations. It's quiet, almost unnoticeable, at least to them. But for you, it's profound. It's the moment you stop doubting yourself. The moment you realize their opinions no longer matter. The moment you take back your power. They didn't know this would be the moment they lost control over you. They thought they were still winning. They thought they still had the upper hand. But now, the tables have turned, and they're standing on unsteady ground. Here's the beauty of this moment. It's not about revenge. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about stepping into your power and owning it fully. They thought their words could define you, but now your actions are speaking louder than anything they could have imagined. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just enduring, you're excelling. And the best part? You're doing it all without their validation. You don't need their approval. You don't need their apologies. You've risen above it all, and now their opinions are nothing more than whispers in the wind. Breaking free from their control wasn't just about defying their expectations. It was a deeply personal journey, a battle fought and won within the quiet recesses of your own mind. It required more than just strength. It demanded courage to confront your fears and resilience, to keep moving forward, even when the path seemed unclear. They thought they knew you, but they only saw the surface. They didn't see the tears you shed behind closed doors, the nights you spent doubting yourself, or the countless moments you felt like giving up. They didn't know that while they were trying to control you, you were silently rebuilding yourself, piece by piece. You see, breaking free isn't about one grand moment of rebellion. It's about the small, deliberate choices you make every day. It's about saying, no, I will no longer let their words define me. It's about refusing to let their disrespect determine your worth. And it's about reclaiming your narrative step by step. Each time you chose to rise above their cruelty, you chipped away at the chains they tried to bind you with. Each moment you chose self-respect over their validation, you grew stronger. And now those chains are gone, replaced by a newfound sense of freedom that they can never take away. But breaking free isn't just about what you leave behind. It's also about what you gain. In breaking free, you've discovered the depth of your own strength. You've learned that you are far more resilient than they could ever comprehend. And most importantly, you've realized that their control was always temporary, while your power is eternal. And now, the reckoning begins. This isn't about revenge. It's about reality catching up to them. They thought their actions wouldn't have consequences. They believed they could disrespect you and walk away unscathed. But life has a way of setting things right, doesn't it? The reckoning isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet, almost imperceptible at first. It starts with them noticing the absence of your presence, the void left when you removed yourself from their games. It's the unsettling realization that their words no longer hold any power over you. Then comes the regret. They'll replay the moments in their minds, the insults, the manipulations, the dismissive glances. They'll start to see them for what they truly were, not signs of their superiority, but glaring examples of their own insecurity. But the reckoning doesn't stop there. As they look around, they'll see the ripple effects of their actions. Relationships they thought were unshakable will start to crumble. The respect they once commanded will wane. And slowly but surely, they'll come to understand that their attempts to control you didn't just fail, they backfired. The beauty of this reckoning is that it doesn't require any action on your part. You don't need to lift a finger or say a word. Your silence, your strength, your refusal to engage in their toxicity, that's enough. Because sometimes the greatest power lies not in what you do, but in what you choose not to do. So here we are, standing at the threshold of transformation, where their story of control ends and your journey of freedom begins. They didn't see it coming, did they? They underestimated the quiet strength you carried, the depth of your resilience, and the fire that burned within you, even in the darkest moments. They thought they had you cornered, but life doesn't operate on their terms. It's a symphony of cause and effect, and every disrespectful note they played struck a chord deep within you, not of pain, but of awakening. This awakening is not just about rising, it's about rising beyond their reach, beyond their comprehension. They didn't know that their cruelty would serve as a catalyst for your growth. They didn't realize that their words and actions were like a forge, tempering you into something stronger, sharper, and more resilient than they ever anticipated. You took every insult, every dismissal, and every attempt to belittle you and turned it into fuel. A fuel that now powers the unstoppable force you've become. This moment isn't just about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about acknowledging the strength that was always within you, waiting for the right moment to emerge. You see, their attempts to control you were never about you. They were about their insecurities, their need to feel powerful. But power built on the foundation of someone else's suffering is as fragile as glass, and it always shatters under the weight of truth. And here's the truth. You are more than they ever gave you credit for. You are the sum of your struggles, your victories, and your resilience. You are not defined by their opinions or their actions, but by your ability to rise above them. Picture this. As you move forward, you're no longer carrying the weight of their disrespect. Instead, you're carrying the lessons it taught you, the strength to set boundaries, the courage to demand respect, and the wisdom to know your worth. They will watch you, not as the person they tried to diminish, but as the person who emerged stronger and more confident than ever. They'll see your success, your happiness, and your unshakable sense of self. And in those moments, they'll feel the sting of regret. A regret that isn't yours to carry, but theirs to bear. You don't need their apology or their validation. You don't need their acknowledgement of your worth, because you've already claimed it for yourself. Your life isn't about proving anything to them. It's about living authentically, boldly, and unapologetically. To those who doubted you, who disrespected you, who thought they could control you, your attempts to diminish someone else's light have only strengthened it. And now, that light shines brighter than ever, a beacon of hope, resilience, and unrelenting strength. And to you, standing tall and unbroken, remember, this is only the beginning. Your story doesn't end with their regret or their realization of your strength. It continues with every step you take toward the life you deserve, a life where you are no longer held back by their opinions or their attempts to control you. This is your time, your journey, your power. You've risen above their attempts to keep you small. You've transformed every hurtful word, every dismissive glance into a foundation for greatness. And as you stand here today, unshakable and unstoppable, know this: the best is yet to come. You've broken free. You've reclaimed your power. And now, you are truly limitless.